Hey everyone, how you doing? Chris Patterson here. It's been a little while since I've recorded a video. Um, what a crazy time to be alive, right? We're dealing with pandemic, and then we're dealing with some social and civil unrest. And I figured after collecting my thoughts and thinking about what's going on right now, I would give some of my perspective. And I just want you to know that this is not going to be a political statement. It's not going to be a statement on Black Lives Matter or All Lives Matter or Blue Lives Matter or anything like that. It's just kind of a take and a perspective on what I see going on right now and some of my thoughts. And at the end of the day, what I keep going back to is that to truly be great, to truly be productive human beings, we need to be kind to one another and recognize the uniqueness and greatness that every individual has and can have that potential. Yeah, man, people are being really mean right now, right? And I know that's kind of maybe a silly word to use amidst some pretty serious and heavy stuff. You know, racial injustice, social injustice, people feeling like they don't belong as a part of a much larger community, people feeling ostracized, people feeling attacked by society, attacked by their friends, people unable to have civil discourse online or on the phone. What it boils down to is just a lot of anger and a lot of hate. Um, like I said, a lack of dialogue. And I love social media, but I think social media in many ways has been maybe both positive and negative in this situation, and that people can just jump on and kind of gang up on people. And it's concerning. It's concerning because I have young kids. It's concerning because I see friends that have been friends for a long, long time, and they're not friends anymore, and they're arguing, they're speaking hatred and anger to one another, and these are people that were tighter than tight. People even accusing me of things that I'd never even thought of. So I guess from my perspective, what I see a lot of, I think back to these last 3 years. I've had an opportunity to teach health, and in health, health is a little different nowadays than it was when I took health. And one of the things that we talk about in health, we talk about community, we talk about relationships, and we talk about diversity. And when we talk about diversity, one of the things that we talk about are stereotypes, people creating stereotypes. And what's interesting about stereotypes is they are sometimes good, sometimes bad, and they are, in essence, a defense mechanism that the brain creates based on experience. It would be hard for someone to not create stereotypes. It's a involuntary act. A young girl is abused by her father or an uncle, and she gets scared or frightened around all men. It's a stereotype that her brain has created to protect her. A kid is bitten by a dog, and so that was a traumatic experience, and now they're scared or worried around all dogs because they think that all dogs are going to bite them. Again, it's a defense mechanism. A young person feels like they were they were treated unjustly or abused by a police officer. And so now throughout, potentially their whole life, they're worried and cautious of police officers. Again, it's a mechanism that the brain creates. I've been very lucky in my teaching and coaching career that I have had the opportunity to coach with, play with, and coach and teach people of very, very diverse backgrounds. I don't know that there is a race in this world that I haven't had an opportunity to teach, a religion, I've taught kids and coached kids from dozens of different ethnic and linguistical backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds, from very, very poor to very wealthy, athletic ability from not very much to a ton. Um, and I've been very lucky in that sense that I've had the opportunity to be exposed to a lot of different types of people, and not just in that, but with my parents and growing up, and my dad as a small business owner, my mom being in the military. Um, but even with that, I've created stereotypes. They're almost impossible not to develop. I look at an athlete and I think this kid's going to be a great athlete, and he ends up not being. And I look at another kid and I'm like, man, this kid doesn't have a prayer in the world to start. And all of a sudden, he's one of the best football players or wrestlers that I've ever coached. It just happens. Again, through experience. So, what do we teach our kids? How do we deal with those stereotypes? One of the things that we would talk about in our health class was, don't beat yourself up about having stereotypes. Don't look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you're a bad person. A lot of times we have no control over that. Could be a stereotype that was developed at a young age because of the way you were brought up. Parents or your grandparents believed, what you saw on a daily basis in the neighborhood. But here's the beauty. The beauty is that we have the ability to encounter every single person that we meet on a daily basis without those stereotypes. It's work. It's not easy. And for some people, it's probably a lot harder than I will ever know. But to push aside those stereotypes and meet someone as a unique and beautiful individual. And I think with what's going on today in the United States and around the world, that's the real struggle, right? The struggle is to meet someone where they are in their life and not see them as Black or liberal or conservative or white or politician or police officer or old or young, and greet them and meet them as an individual. And when we can do that, and I don't know if I have, I don't know if I have an answer to how we do that, other than we need to actively try to do that. When we do that, we get to experience people in the uniqueness and beauty of their person, of their individuality. I'm a Christ follower, and you certainly don't have to be to get anything out of this video. But I do believe that every person was created in the image of God. And I think that helps in a way for me. It helps meet people where they are. But at the same time, I don't use that theological understanding as a way to be colorblind, because I think when we say we're colorblind, we kind of forget about and we deny the beautiful uniqueness that God created us to be. You see, I believe God created you to be unique. There's never going to be anyone like you. I tell my athletes all the time, God did not create you to be ordinary. And I actually stole that from one of my coaches. But he created you to be extraordinary. He created you to do special things. Every single person that we come into contact with on a daily basis, regardless of what they look like, regardless of how they speak, regardless of their education level, regardless of their political affiliations, they're unique. They're special. They were created to do great things. And as we have disagreements, and some of them are very serious, like racial and ethnic and cultural relationships. That's nothing, that's something very serious. I think we tend to forget the uniqueness and the beauty that uh, we were created with. So, one of my challenges to you is, as you go throughout your daily routine, as you come into contact with people, um, don't forget who they are. Don't see someone as gray, but realize that there is a uniqueness about that person that goes way beyond what their skin color might be, or their religious preference, or sexual orientation, or job, family structure. That they are unique, and they were created to be unique. And if you're out there and you're wondering about yourself, I can't make you believe this, but I will tell you that you are unique and you are beautiful. And God created you to do some extraordinary things. And I believe that we all have the ability to go out and do extraordinary things. Now, I think when our hearts and our minds are filled with hate and anger, it makes it a lot harder to do that. We know for a fact that when we are angry, our brain releases a massive amount of cortisol, which is the stress hormone, and other hormones that cause your body to be in a stressed out state. And when we are happy, and when we release dopamine, which is a feel-good hormone. In fact, there are studies that show that when we say kind words to one another, it actually causes a release of oxytocin, which is the love hormone. It's a hormone that creates relationship and bonds. And so my challenge to you in this time of uncertainty and a lot of anger on both sides of the political aisle, from every culture and ethnicity and race that live in the United States, my challenge to you is to, number one, believe that you are special and unique. Number two, encounter every single person that you encounter on a daily basis as a special and unique person. And believe that they were also created to be special and unique. And to go out of your way to say kind things to one another. Go out of your way to see the goodness or even the greatness in other people, and hopefully they will do the same for you. Not a big believer in karma, but I do believe that when we perceive other people positively, and when we receive other people positively, and when we say kind things and positive things and use encouraging words, it helps us to be more encouraging and positive. And other people will see that. And other people will respond in kind. And I really think that whether it's peaceful protesters and police officers having good, constructive dialogue, people on Facebook or Instagram having good, constructive dialogue, family members addressing issues that are happening today with positivity, churches and other religious organizations talking about what's going on with positivity and with uplifting words. I believe that is what is going to change things. I believe that is what our country right now needs. I believe our country's great. This is still the land of opportunity. It's a country that my grandfather immigrated to from Cuba because of the opportunity that's here. And as we meet and greet every single person with the beauty and the uniqueness that they have, we start to realize that opportunity. And we really then come together and become the American community that the people who first came here, the people who wrote the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence, or fought for civil rights and fought for the end of slavery and fought for the women's right to vote and fought for, any number of social and civil issues that have faced the United States. Their vision of an American community. So I hope you have a blessed day. I hope you understand and believe that you are beautiful and unique, that you were created for greatness, and that the person next to you, the person that you see or meet or greet today, was also created for greatness, and they are also beautiful and unique. And if we go about our day with those ideas at the front of our mind, I think we will still become a better community. So I hope everyone has a great day. Until next time.